Hello there and welcome to another Tuesday Thoughts. It is Tuesday the 3rd of May. So I'm going to do a quick card reading now. As usual, I'm in London and occasionally there's a bit of noise outside. Today somebody's renovating and they're doing a bit of sanding, so you might hear that in the midst of all of this. So I thought I would start with some tarot. If I could find my tarot, that would be cool. So, sorry about that. I had to pause to actually find my tarot cards. So as per usual, I've grounded, I've opened up the energy, and I've opened up the space as well, just to see if anything wants to come through as, advice or information on the cards, and if anything can, assist in explaining. It's always good to have these ideas that drop into your head that make things a little bit clearer. So hopefully we might get some of that today. So let's just pick 3 cards for Tuesday the 3rd, the week of, and see what we get. Hope you had a nice bank holiday weekend. It was certainly nice and sort of laid back here in the UK. We had a bank holiday in Ireland as well. There was a holiday, so obviously some people were still at work. So thank you to those people who keep working, and for those of us who happen to have the day off, we are very grateful for that spare time as well. Oh my goodness, that's just flown out and it's across the room, so I'll have to go get that one in a second. But now that I know how to pause, I might be able to do that. And so let's just get sort of energy for the week. So we've just had the eclipse, so we'll see how that affects the cards. And also we're coming into, I think Jupiter is moving into Aries, and Aries is the fire sign, the the action sign, and it's about getting things done. So we're moving from these endings and beginnings, and we're moving into this new phase of just getting it done. Don't be wasting time anymore. That thing you're putting off? I've been putting off certain things and just putting it on the back burner, and it's time to just get it done now. That new broadband contract, whatever it is, that you haven't wanted to look at, perhaps now it's time to get it done. So I'm just going to get that other card that's across the room. 1 second. Okay, so got the card, which was Queen of Cups. So Queen of Cups points to the water signs, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. So there's a lot of water energy in this card, a lot of feeling, a lot of emotion. She tends to be, she's the queen, so she's the queen of emotion, she's the queen of love. She has her cup here and she's offering it in love. She's very much emotional and feeling and sensitive. And she has this understanding, this intuitive nature, which isn't about thought or isn't about doing. It's about feeling and being, and it's subtle, but it's powerful. We all know the power of water. We think water is very gentle and, there's not much power behind it. But if a water stream sort of moves against a rock for hundreds of years, it carves into that rock. It does have strength. And so it's perhaps a slower, more consistent energy. It's the depths of emotion. So these deep emotions that we have inside us, these deep levels, perhaps it's coming to the surface now. Perhaps there is a time to explore this type of emotion. Perhaps you've always been up in your head, and there's a requirement now to tap into emotion. You can overthink things. You can be in that space where you have a logical reason or reasoning for most things. But there is a different emotional intelligence which is important to understand and nurture, particularly these days when we're all trapped by technology. There is a need to reintegrate with our own selves, reintegrate with our own power, our own empathy, compassion. These are the characteristics of this Queen of Water. She understands so much. She can tell everything. She knows exactly what's going on. She might not say it, but she has this deep understanding. And she has deep levels to herself also. She has these deep, passionate, emotional, loving depths. And she is rising. She is coming to the surface, and she is offering this cup of love. So you might be the Queen of Cups. You might be expressing your royalty, expressing that powerfulness in your femininity. So it's about her femininity, about her wateriness. You know, we all have cycles. Our cycles run through us. So this is about sort of the tides of a woman, the tides, the ebbs and flows in her emotions as well. The mermaid, the seductress too, so she has all that depth, that sort of deep erotic seduction going on as well. And she's connected to the sea. She loves the water, the sea, the animals of the sea. This communication, this intuitive, not logical, not vocal necessarily, but almost like the dolphins here, the sonar. She's able to pick up on frequencies. So when she's with someone, it's the subtleties that tell her a lot. She reads body language. She's able to see so much more than anyone else because she gets information in these ways. And she's powerful. And she's there offering her cup. There's calm waters off on the horizon, and it's a little bit bumpy around where she is. But I think that's the rising, that's the movement that's occurring right now. So the next card to come out was the Queen of Swords. Here we have another queen. So perhaps this is part of your character as well. Perhaps this is the rise in the divine feminine. Perhaps this is getting to know all aspects of being female. So the Queen of Swords is a little bit more in control. She's in control of her emotions. She's less likely to show you what's going on with her. She's less likely to give away what she's thinking, what she's going to do. She's very much, creating this image, not purposely, but she's able to hold all of that in. She's able to hold all the emotions, all the tears, all the crying, all the loving, all the laughter, all the passion, all the, intensity that comes with the water. She's able to hold it in, rein it in. She has this sword, so she has this information. She has this higher connection to the higher realms. We see the bird flying above, which is showing her connection to spirit, her connection to this download from spirit. But she is there in her throne also. She's feeling secure. She's accomplished. She has great ideas. She is taking the emotions and she's using them and formulating them. She's moving forward with this sword. She's got lots to consider. There's lots of clouds on her outfit here, and there's clouds here. So there's lots to consider. She's weighing up a lot of different things. And we can see butterflies on her throne. And butterflies are transformation. So she is transforming everything that is within her in a way that helps her slice through life, helps her cut through the stuff that she doesn't need. She's a warrior with this sword. She's in a powerful position. You can't get to her emotions without first, getting to her mind. You might have to seduce her with your mind first. Seduce her in this part of her head. She's very clearly in consideration. She's considering. She's receiving. She's receiving higher downloads from the higher realms. And she's embodying them. She's grounding them. We can see the red cushion here. So she's bringing it down and she's grounding it. So again, another aspect of the woman who takes everything in and is decisive, is able to make this decision, is able to move forward in this direction, has decided something. Okay, interesting read. And then we have the Eight of Wands. So Eight of Wands is fire. So we've got water, air, fire. And you can see he's shooting all of these wands off into the distance. So he's taking a chance on a lot of different things here. There's a lot of creativity going on, a lot of creative ideas. And he's wanting to take part in all of them, and he's almost like throwing them all out there, hoping that one will stick, hoping that one will get him to the castle. There's a lot of energy behind them. They're moving fast, they're quick, they're flying through the air. And they're all very important to him. You know, he's shooting these, as they say, shoot your shot, isn't it? He's shooting these opportunities out. He's trying to reach them, trying to communicate. Lots of communication coming in. Lots of different messages coming in. Lots of different creative projects coming in. And sometimes you have to take up a lot of different things. You can be juggling a lot of different things. You can be, hoping one of them lands. You can be hoping one of them takes hold and gets roots, and then you can build from the roots. You can build your castle. And 8 is the infinity sign up on the side. So it's never-ending creativity. There's always another idea. There's always something creative. When you're being creative, there's no end. It continues. And so you're always desiring to have this other creative energy and this, what do I do with that? And how do I express it? And where do I put it? Because the energy comes in. You just have to be able to use it in some way. And there's so many different ways to express creativity. So these could be all sorts of different elements that he's expressing, that he's working at, that he's wanting to succeed. It could be lots of different love interests. So you've got your Queen of Cups, and he's sending her a wand. You've got your Queen of Swords, and he's sending her a wand. So he's out there sending out these symbols, these messages, these passionate messages, in the hopes that they reach. It's like Cupid with the bow and arrow, okay? So Cupid fires the arrow to the love. And you're not just stuck with one arrow. There are many, many opportunities, many suitors, many ways for this love to go. And then we have the Chariot. So it's coming in fast. Chariot tends to be travel, can be long distance relationships. We've got the black and the white horse here, moving at speed. So it's coming quick. There's change coming. We've got the balance between the dark and the light, the yin and the yang, the coming together of the two. harnessing the power of the horse, using it to move forward, galloping forward in life, the strength. The horse as a totem is about strength. So this inner strength, this inner balance, the yin and the yang, the inner balance, balancing your emotions, balancing your thoughts, balancing your passions, so you can move forward. And there is someone here who's in control. There's someone who's guiding, who's steering the horses. Steering them through and out of this storm. Grounding them. They are pounding the ground with their hooves. Creating dust, creating, stirring things up. So the speed of this might stir things up for you. The speed of this might stir your emotion. The speed of this might get you worrying, get you thinking, get you, there's too much going on. Things are happening too fast. There's too many things at once. But he can pull back the reins. He can slow them down if he needs to. Sorry, we've got traffic outside as per usual. So this is quite interesting. That was the tarot. What I might do now is just I might take from the John Holland tarot deck, because it's a little bit different and it might be interesting to see what comes up in relation to this read with regards to that. Still a bit of a tickly cough, which is annoying. Perhaps something wants to be channeled through. Yeah, it's like it's time to embrace this new that's coming in, and it's coming in fast. And that could be Jupiter in Aries as well, because there's no time to wait. It's time to get things done now. It's not about hanging around and wondering. It's about being fully committed in your emotion, being able to be emotional, have that emotional connection, being able to, guard yourself as well. Guard yourself with the sword and make sure you're making the right decisions. And then, being creative with that. Oh, quite a lot jumped out there. I'll have to go get them. So I'm back. I'm not sure about the ones that jumped out, so I'm just going to keep going till I get the right card. But so being creative and moving. If you've got creative ideas, move with them. Do them. Take action on them. Drive them forward. Because they are linked to your emotions. They are linked to your passions. Okay, let's just take another couple. Interesting. And I'll do another one. And we'll see how we go. Just for clarification, I think it's nice to have a couple of extra cards. And we'll see how that runs. Apologies. Alright. Okay, I'm getting to look at the back. Okay. So the first one is Master. And here in this card you can see that he has a caged heart. So there's an element of learning how to uncage this heart. I think that is the Queen of Cups. Be expressive. Let your emotions out. Feel the emotions of your heart. The heart is the love space. The heart is your love energy. It is more than just a beating heart. It is the love vibration. It's a very powerful transmitter and receiver. And it's a little caged in here, but it's very much expressing the energy, and the energy can break through any bars, break through any barriers. And so you might feel as if you have to guard your emotions. You might feel as if you have to remain cold, distant, cut off, detached. There's an element of tuning into the heart will create what you want. Tuning into your passions will create what you want. Being aware of what makes your heart beat faster. And in a sense, he has one hand up and one hand down, so he's connecting to the ground. And his belt is pointing down, connecting to the ground. And this hand is pointing up, connecting to the heart energy, but also connecting to the higher realms. He has all this green around him, which is heart energy. Heart energy extends out around you. It is measurable. People can feel it and measure it. So whenever you're in a situation to offer healing to the world around you, open your heart energy and just let it reach people who are in your vicinity. It's incredibly healing and it transforms. So become the master of the heart. Learn about the heart energy. Get to know the power of it. Get to know what it does, what it can do, how it can heal. The green is very much the healing vibration. Okay. And then the next card is open up. So it's open up to spirit, open up to love, open up the heart. It is time to not remain, disassociated and closed. It is time to remain open. Like the queen is open. She's vulnerable. She's emotional. But she's prepared to offer that cup. And it connects you to the higher realms here. We've got the higher realms. And we've got the 4, which is connecting to the ground. And we almost have it the other way around. So usually red is your base and purple is your crown. And it's kind of flipped it in a way, which is interesting. So it's grounding the spiritual, bringing it down, expressing your passions. Look at her outfit. She's enjoying dressing in a slightly provocative way. She's enjoying embracing, that feminine side, that passionate side. And it's not disconnected from the higher realms. This is the thing, it's not. This side of her is opening up for expression. And that very much is part of her divine nature. And the next card, which I was sort of told to look at the bottom of the deck, and it's strengthening bonds. And so this could be the arrows that we're sending out. We're sending out many, many bonds to people, many messages. And for love to grow, you have to have bonds. And for love to grow, you have to build on them and strengthen them and nurture them like you would a plant or a tree. And they all have different times of ripeness and blossoming and bearing fruit. So in the same sense, a relationship can be like that. It can take a while for it to grow and to grow strong. It can take a while for it to produce blossom and produce good fruit. So there might be many suitors again. And they might be showing you all the dazzle and blossom. But you are to walk forward in this heart energy. Walk forward and sense the connection. Very much around trees as well at the moment and nature. I'm sensing when I go for walks in nature, just the whole communication between trees. This natural superhighway of information that is there. You can tap into it if you're, able. And so it's strengthening bonds. It's strengthening yourself. and bonds to your feminine self. She has a blossom here and she's smelling the blossom, and she's wearing orange, which is her creative side but also her sensual side. And it's the femininity of the blossom, you know, the essential oils, the smells, you know, the perfume. And there is a light ahead, so she's moving towards the light. So she is grounding again. She's grounding the spiritual energy in the physical. She's bringing the light down, and she's taking it with her. She's bringing it into herself. She's smelling the blossom. So for everything to develop, it needs a period of time. You know, these trees didn't just grow overnight. There's a period of time. There's a period of time for bonding to develop. So despite the speed of what might happen, and maybe because of the speed of what happened, the bonds may grow quite quickly and become strong quicker than usual. So you might be feeling that this isn't right because it's moving so quickly, but we are in Aries, Jupiter in Aries, which is quick. Taurus, we're in Taurus right now, which is more stable and foundation and beauty and sensualness and art and things like that. Food, taste, smell with the perfume. So is it moving forward in that? So let's finally, I think we'll do a little Egyptian card, just to see if we can get one card to kind of bring it all together, because there's a few different things going on here, but it's still a lovely reading and definite sort of excuse me, coming out into your own, coming out into your femininity, this expression of the softer side, this allowing yourself to open up and not be so defensive, this expressing your creativity and moving forward with it, you know, always working with the heart-centered business. That's what you want to be doing. And through that, you develop foundation, you build, and you grow, and you strengthen what it is that you're focused on. So from the Egyptian cards, can we have one card? These are a little bit different, and they tend to be about sort of Egyptian gods and goddesses, but sometimes they have a nice, quick, short explanation which we could take. So they're just lovely cards. I love the images, and I think it's just, oh, shall we take that one? Nope. That one, okay. So, and I have a book for it as well, somewhere. No, where is my book? Let's just pause. Find the book. So this is the deck of cards that I have now, and one card dropped out. So it's Elisabeth Jensen and illustrated by Marie Clement. Really beautiful cards. So let's look at the first one. Okay, right, interesting. So this is Cobra. And it's got Divine Awakening. That's a very powerful card right there. So it's the snake. It's the coiled serpent. So it's your Kundalini energy. So this is moving the Kundalini energy from the base of your back and releasing it and moving it up through the chakras. Interesting. So I'll read a little bit about that in a moment. It's moving up to the higher realms. So we've got here the sun element, or the higher realms, or the divine. So you move it up through your body to enlightenment. It's very much sort of Tantra yoga, Kundalini yoga, that type of thing. And so it is about expressing, for a woman, divine femininity. It's kind of about releasing the energy and not being in control and repressing it so much or holding it in, but allowing yourself to feel that energy rise. And it's a creative energy, and it can affect you in many different ways. It can be quite electric, and it can lead to lots of creativity and new ways of expressing yourself and being. And it might be happening more and more, and it might be happening quickly with people. So it's a good thing to be aware of. And again, it is a masculine and feminine experience. Both men and women have Kundalini and can, release it and draw it up through the body. Kundalini tends to be used in sacred sexuality as well. So it is this balancing, this dance. And this points to it's happening now. So your relationships might be going deeper, to a different place, to a different understanding of each other, to an opening up of this energy, drawing this passionate energy up to the divine. And again, it is a sacred energy. It is the sacred purple color. And we're mixing the two. We're drawing it from the base, from the red up to the purple, the crown, and down and up. And once you get to know energy and move energy, then this can be your microcosmic orbit, as you would say in Tai Chi. It's understanding what it is, understanding how to use it. And not forgetting to include the heart in it. It is not just wild abandon, it is heart-centered. It is higher dimension. And through that, you can have deeper bonds with people. You can have deeper intimacy. You can have incredible growth and discovery. And you can move along this road, which is very different. Here she is in the orange, which is your sacral, which is your creative and sensual aspect, your seductive aspect, your sexuality. And that's what she's embodying here. She's strengthening that bond. So it's interesting then that we get Kundalini, the cobra, the snake. It's often depicted, I think, as a snake winding up. I think on the classic medicine image, it's a sword with the two snakes winding up. And that's actually Kundalini, along with the sword, along with right decision, along with divine guidance. So let me just read what it says about Cobra. I think that's what it means. Let's just check that I'm right on that, because I don't know these cards that well. So in ancient Egypt, cobras were seen as a sacred symbol of hope. They can be seen as a symbol of divine awakening of the Kundalini energy and that initiation. it can symbolize sudden, difficult experiences that bring benefit later. So it can be the quickening of something now that may lead later, after a period of growth, after a period of expansion, that then the bonds appear to be stronger. So there again, with the speed, it says, I'm bringing you news of sudden spiritual awakening that may take you by surprise, but bring you great blessings later. Your divine Kundalini awaits further activation. And I suggest you invest in meditation, energy healing, and spiritual lessons to smooth your awakening. So yes, it can be a bit rough. There can be lots of elements, as I said, that come in, and lots of things get thrown around when you're going through a spiritual awakening. There can be lots of challenges, but there is benefit after. You are learning how to master everything. You're learning how to come from the heart, regardless of what aspects you're doing. And it is an essential part of spiritual development to know this, to understand this, to develop this. And you may feel issues around your lower back when this is occurring, because the coiled serpent is at the bottom of the back. And Kundalini is a way of raising your Kundalini, is uncoiling that serpent so that energy is free to flow. And then it must flow through free channels. So it's by doing your work, doing your spiritual work, doing your meridian work, Tai Chi, Qigong, that type of thing would be excellent. Meditation on that, your chakra work, clearing your energy bodies, things like that, just to make the process more what's the word? So you can adjust to it, okay? So it's not overwhelming. And when you have this awakening, when you do begin to open up and receive downloads and get information, when you do experience new elements of energy, so you've got the energy swirling around you here, like new elements of energy. So you're getting all this new information, you're having all these new experiences. So ground the experiences. Always go back to your grounding. By all means, go to the higher light, but always bring it back down to grounding. Bring it back down into your sacral. But this is a period of awakening. So be prepared. Learn more about Kundalini. Learn about how it might affect you. It's an ancient activation, an initiation. So in having that as part of your development, it's a big stage, and it can trigger a lot of things. The things can start to happen. So learn about it so you're not thrown off course. So you can drive it the way you want to drive it. So you can rein it in when you need to, so it doesn't overwhelm you. You're in charge, and it's like these two energies, this yin and yang. They want to move, and you are the guardian, and you must be prepared to drive them, to control them. Energy, when we say control energy, we don't mean stop it. We mean learn how to cultivate it, learn how to move it, learn how to control it. When you're delivering a punch Where does the energy come from? How does it come up through your body and out of your hand? Where is it rooted? Where is it directed? How is it manifested? This knowledge, this ancient knowledge, is important to know. Especially now, I think. So good luck with that. Oh my God, 40 minutes. I think that's enough. Blessings for Tuesday. Have a great week. Let me know if any of this resonates, and if you have any questions, do get in touch with me. Like, share, subscribe if you want to. It's always good just to keep subscribing, because then you'll know when the next video is out. And yeah, just wish you a great week, and just be aware of shifts and changes, perhaps even just in your mind. It might come into your thoughts, it might come into your emotions. So just be aware that there is something changing energetically, and not to be frightened of it, but if you learn about it, then you're prepared. Okay, thank you very much. Take care. Blessings. Have a great day.